So we are SMYRC. We are the Sexual and Gender Minority Youth Resource Center. SMYRC started in 1998, so a little over 22 years ago, by a big group of young people who wanted to create a safe and affirming space for themselves and their friends and their peers, other young people with shared identities and similar lived experiences. And so they just did it. Way back in the day, they found a space to spend time in and to organize and to share resources and just connect as a family away from family. So SMYRC was started as that organizing group of young people, and a big component of that was resource referral and connection. So they were sharing resources that had been really supportive of them in community. And SMYRC, again, that's one of the things that's never lost. So we sort of center a majority of our work around basic needs and referrals to supportive resources around housing, mental health, GED prep, employment, other community affirming community spaces, and just try to make sure that we're staying connected to humans that are gonna create those spaces for our young people, and also be able to provide those whatever services that they're sort of seeking. Yeah, I think programs like Knit Night and Dungeons and Dragons and art nights are supportive of young people who are trying to understand the things that are interesting to them. I think that are trying to build skills for things that it's maybe it's something like, maybe they are navigating anxiety or different mental health challenges. Maybe they are struggling in a relationship. Maybe they're struggling with their identity. Maybe they're struggling to communicate. In practicing something with your hands or practicing something creative, humans are able to sort of just I feel like chill and release in a way. They're able to settle their brains. You're able to sort of occupy yourself and your mind while maybe you're processing something that's really, really challenging to sort of normally process. When you're sitting in a chair with a therapist, that's an intimidating way. I think we're trying to create spaces for young people to engage in different skill building, but also creating space for them to connect with each other or connect with supportive adults like our SMYRC advocates, just so that they're building those skills in a more natural way. That way, maybe if they are in a chair with a therapist, or they are sitting next to a provider, or maybe they're navigating a conversation with a caregiver or their friends, they sort of have the skill to be like, oh, I'm gonna do this thing with my hands that feels soothing to me or feels creative to me while I'm having this conversation. Things like Knit Night are that. It's creating sort of an activity that is so driven by things that young people are asking for, but also there's a component that we like to add to just about or sprinkle into just about everything that is grounding, that is creative, that is not maybe necessarily therapeutic, but is edging on what could be healing for somebody. And it's a skill, and it keeps people cozy, and you get to give people a cute little gift. Having really flexible funds to be able to do whatever we are hearing from young people. If they're yes, Knit Night, yes, Dungeons and Dragons, yes, we want a movie night, a queer scary movie night, or we would love to have a podcast. Having funds to be dedicated to whatever creative programming young people are wanting is ideal. Not having any barriers and challenges to that is ideal. Having the capacity to be young people, what's interesting now, and them being oh, this would be incredible, or oh, a cooking workshop where we learned how to cook food, or oh, bringing in culturally specific community partners to come do storytelling with us, or make zines with us, or screen printing, whatever that is. I think being able to compensate those community members, being able to make sure we have all the supplies, making sure that people can take food home with them, they can take them to their caregivers, they can take them to their peers, whatever their friends, making sure that we have enough and the most, and that money isn't necessarily going to be a barrier to that is I think the most positive feeling. It's the most challenging work I have also ever done, ever, but it's so much fun. and I constantly get to be surrounded by community members that, yeah, maybe I share identities with, and that makes us feel really special and understand each other in a unique way. But I also get to learn so many different things, and that's with staff that I work with, that's with the volunteers, and then absolutely, ultimately, with young people, constantly sort of teaching each other, bringing us into relationship, because we're all sort of like, I mean, we're all a community, and we try not to create these like levels or barriers to access, and that's the kind of work I want to be a part of forever, or as long as I can. And yeah, SMYRC for sure has my heart. It's a headache and it has my heart.